Warm greetings to everyone. This is a video on Chef as a configuration management tool. So what is a configuration management tool? Configuration management tool is used mostly by system administrators. System administrators have to take care of many client computers as well as their company computers to install packages on them as well as to install some certain configurations which are needed to work. So the system administrator cannot go on every computer because there can be more than 100 200 computers, and doing that would simply waste the time of the system administrator as well as the company. So what system administrator does is writes a code by which the clients or other computers in the industry can easily apply the configurations or by automation of the code. So Chef provides us a certain architecture which is used for configuration management, and it is as follows. So workstation is where the system administrator exists. On workstation, system administrator writes cookbooks, and in cookbooks he writes recipes. In recipes there is a Ruby code by which he intends to install the packages and configurations on the client computer. So when the system administrator wants to install something on client computers, he uploads that to the server. The server is a place where the cookbooks are stored. This is called as the chef's hosted server architecture. In this architecture, the client or the nodes, the slave nodes which are attached to the server, pull the configuration from the server. So this is a pull based architecture. So let's move on to a working demo. We have two EC2 instances running on Ubuntu 18.04. One is master and another one is slave. So in order to install Chef on our master, we have to go to the Chef website, which is Chef DK. You have to type on Google, and once you type Chef DK, you'll get the first website. Just enter there. There are different distributions of Chef for different operating systems. So we simply go here, we find our operating system, we take the URL, and we go to our instance, and we wget the Debian file. So here we have already gotten the deb file. We'll just install it using gdebi. So it is a huge installation. It is typically 488 MB. It will take time on your system, and it is one of the system requirements to have that much space available on the system. On the slave node, we have run the similar command, which is to install the Debian package, and it is installed successfully on slave node, and now it is installed successfully on master also. Now after installation of the Chef DK, now we have to move on for our structure. The directory structure we are going to create is as follows. So we make first a directory called as Chef repo, in which we'll store all our cookbooks, as well as the Chef repository contains all of the recipes which are inside the cookbooks. So we go to Chef repo directory we just have created, and we cd into the directory. We have lot of folders with same name, so you have to be careful over here. We'll create cookbooks directory. So now we'll cd into that directory. Okay, so now in cookbooks, we have to generate a structure which the server understands as well as the Chef architecture understands. So that structure is generated by a command which is Chef generate the cookbook and your cookbook name. So you can name it whatever you want. We'll name it 8024 underscore 8031 here. So it will generate the directory structure for us. Now as the command ran, we'll check. Yes, we have the full directory right here. We'll check the contents of the directory using tree command. So now you can see the directory clearly. This is made by the command itself. So now the recipe, there is a directory called as recipes in every cookbook. So in that we can see that there is a file called as default.rb. This is a file where you write your configurations and package installations, whatever you want to do on the client node, and then upload it onto the server. So let's write the code in the default.rb. First we'll cd into our cookbook and we'll move into recipes folder and we'll open default.rb. In this file we will write the code. So this code is to install the Apache 2 package on the slave node, and Ubuntu has the package called Apache 2. So we'll mention package is Apache 2. So now for package Apache 2, do what? So we have to do service, the service which will be starting after installing Apache 2. We have to enable and start it. So actions will be enable as well as start. Now after actions you end the do, and then so the Apache directory stores index.html files in var directory in which there is www, in which there is HTML directory. So what we have to do is for the file which is there, so in var there is www, and in www there is HTML, and in that we have the Apache 2 stores index.html. So for this file what we have to do is alter its contents to whatever we want. So the content we want is you have successfully configured the client node and end. So this is the file, the Ruby file which we need. Now once this file is generated, we have to first download a file called starter.zip, a starter zip of Chef from the server. So in order to do that, you have to go to manage.chef.io, create an account, open an organization. Here my organization is 8024_8031. So in order to download the starter kit, you get a settings like symbol on your right side in the organizations. So here the starter kit is there. So in starter kit you have to just download the starter kit, and we have downloaded it already, as you can see in the Ubuntu folder. Here we have the starter kit. So what we have to do is unzip the starter kit in Chef repo as well as where it is situated. So we'll do that now. We'll cd into the directory, and once we are in the directory we'll issue an unzip command for Chef starter. Okay, so we have successfully inflated the packages which we need for the operation. Now what we'll do is we'll just upload the cookbooks onto the server. In order to do that, first I want to take the readme.file as well as the roles file into the main directory. So how we do that is, first we show the directories, we move to the Chef repo directory in which we have inflated all the books. Okay, we had just created cookbooks. Now you can see there are two more things, roles as well as readme.md. So we'll copy these two folders into the Ubuntu directory. So how we do that is roles, and roles is a directory, so we have to use -r command, and then the readme.md 2 dot dot slash. So we'll move back and just see they are available over here. Now we'll move the chef starter.zip to the cookbooks folder, as we are going to issue all the commands from cookbook folder hereafter. So in order to copy the chef starter.zip to the folder, we execute the command chef starter.zip to copy into chef repo, and in that cookbooks. So we have successfully copied the chef starter zip into cookbooks. Now we cd into cookbooks and prepare ourselves to upload the cookbook that we have created. To upload cookbook, we have command called knife. So with knife command, you can upload the cookbook to the server. The command to upload the cookbook to the server is knife cookbook upload and your cookbook name. So here our cookbook name is 8024_8031. Once you hit enter, knife will upload the cookbook to the server, and we have an error over here. So did you forget desired path? We'll get back to you. Okay, so we had a trailing slash over here. Make sure that you don't have slash after your cookbook. You have to mention it as the name of the cookbook is. So we have successfully uploaded the cookbook onto the server. We can ensure that by going in manage and in policy. Here we can hit refresh, and here it is. This is our cookbook. So after uploading the cookbook to the server, the next step is you have to get the slave node's IP address. So in order to get slave node's IP address, we just issue an ifconfig command on slave node, and here we get its IP address. So take this IP address, copy it, and we have to issue a command by which the server should know that this is the client on which I have to apply the configurations once the client issues the pull command. In order to do that, the command is knife bootstrap and then the address which we got, and then the username minus capital U Ubuntu, and the we have to have sudo access at the node, so we have to give these flags in order to ensure that we get sudo access, and the name of the node will be chef_node. So the slave node has a new name now. It will be called as chef_node, and in order to like repetitively say yes, we'll issue yes command. So now our master is telling the server this is the IP address you have to enter the configuration on. Okay, we have an error over here. Okay, so while dealing with AWS instances, you have to make sure that you provide the address for the key where the key pair is there. So we have to provide the address using -i command, and we have successfully did that. Now we'll try to bootstrap into the slave node. So here you can see it is asking for the authenticity. We say yes, it's connecting. It created a chef node, it's executing the actions over there, and here we go. So now we'll check on the browser about the status. Okay, so in nodes we should see that the chef node has been added, and we have successfully added a chef node, platform Ubuntu, and a few seconds ago. So after this, the server knows that if any of the if any of the nodes in this list issues a command, then we should run something. So we'll drag and drop our cookbook into the run list, and we'll just say save run list. So after doing this, we'll issue a command from slave node telling that I just want to pull the configuration which have been applied. So the command to do that is chef hyphen client, and when we do that, you have to be the root. It's compulsory to be the root while accessing the etc directory. Okay, the problem was we have put do command after the package. It has to be after the service. So we have made the change, uploaded the cookbook. Now we'll run the chef client command in order to pull the cookbook. So here we can see it has installed Apache server as well as changed the contents of the file as you have successfully configured the client node. Now in order to check that, we can just wget localhost. So we'll get that index.html file over here and cat index.html. So here you go, we have our message. You have successfully configured the client node. In order to see this website on our own computers, we'll just get the public address of the instance and we'll run it over here, and there you go, we have our message. You have successfully configured the client node. Thank you. With this video you have successfully uploaded the cookbook onto the server, and the client node is configured with an Apache 2 service to show a web page.